Let's do it. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Friday, July 10th, 2020, Florida Man Friday. Another fantastic Florida Man Friday. Pat, Mark, how you doing today, fellas?
You tell me.
I'm glad I'm not a bowler. Today's bowler's least favorite day.
Bowler?
If you're a bowler, if you like to get on the lanes.
7-10 split.
7-10
I get it.
split.
No one likes
Oh,
7-10. Unless you're, maybe some guys do.
Unless you're really good. If you ever hit a 7-10 split, it's probably your favorite day because you never shut up about it.
That's true. I've got a reason later why 7-10 is actually now an awesome day. Also, the Red Wolves, the Washington Red Wolves. What do you guys think about that?
Is that the name officially?
Well, that's the name PFTs push it for.
I mean, as a name, it's great. Never saw a wolf, let alone a red wolf, anywhere near Washington.
Well, they're very
DC.
endangered. Almost, it's the only American wolf species, totally American, and it's almost extinct.
That's true, but then again, there's no jazz in Utah. You know what I mean? So anything goes, really.
Interesting. That's true. Good point about the Jazz. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care. I don't like the Redskins.
You want the Warriors. You already said it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the only way it'd be cool because I don't like the Redskins as a franchise. Never have. I'm an Eagles fan, so they can go fuck themselves. But
you were pretty into the Warriors the other day.
well,
on radio,
I do
so.
think that if you have an entire stadium dressed as 1970s dystopian gangsters from the Warriors,
right. So
clinking
it sounds like
plastics,
Mark's
that'd
like,
be cool.
oh fuck the Washington football team, but I would cosplay if they were called the Warriors.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
That's
Okay.
You nailed it. That's
All
it.
right. Okay. Well, lots of Florida Man stories. Pat, guys, going.
Guys, the FBI raided Genesis, the second church in Bradenton, Florida on Wednesday, y'all, placing 62-year-old Mark Grennan and his 3 adult sons under arrest for selling their Miracle Mineral Solution, an elixir that stops coronavirus dead in its tracks. The problem is it also stops the virus's host dead in their tracks because it's just straight up bleach.
Oh wow!
They were to drink it.
Well, that's what the solution's. That's how it's supposed to be administered via the mouth to the stomach. Then I don't know much about bodies, but to the morgue eventually is where you're going.
That's really showing the virus who's boss. Just like that. That move is intense. Like that's like the Looper, the movie Looper, where you just you end yourself for the good of not spreading the evil. Right?
It's like Russia during World War II. It's like a scorched earth policy with your body.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Can't transmit it from 6 feet under.
Right. It's like
Good.
it's like nuclear option. You're nuking your own body.
Yeah.
That's true. I never thought about that, Mark. That's a good point. 6 feet under is term for death. 6 feet away is currently the social distancing guideline. There's
Yeah,
something
I'll
there.
be distant. I'll be distanced from you 6 feet below you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Guys, the father-son entrepreneurs attempted to avoid FDA regulations by setting up a company or their company as a church. They thought maybe do the church, government will leave you alone. Nuh-uh. The FBI seized the ingredients of the solution in their raid, which included 50 gallons of muriatic acid, 8,300 pounds of sodium chloride, 22 gallons of finished Miracle Mineral Solution. Shame to see that go down the drain, but that's where bleach goes. These psychos guys have been on the FDA's radar since at least April, when the FDA obtained an injunction against the Grennans, blocking them from selling their cure-all. But the Grennans fought back, writing letters to the judge who was presiding over the civil case, making it clear that they would not be complying with the court order, which I love. I love the idea that instead of not complying and not saying anything, they were writing letters being like, we're not complying. We saw them. We're just not going to comply. And then they threatened violence.
With the order to not sell bleach to people.
Exactly.
To drink.
So they're just serial killers.
Yeah, I'd say opportunists. Some say serial
Had
killers.
anybody died from their product?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people
What?
died. Well,
What's
From
the
their-
body count
from
here?
their
What are we
product?
talking?
specifically from the MMM, the magical miracle cure or whatever. Yeah, they died. People dead. It's not just COVID, guys, that this miracle drug treats. It can also help you with your cancer or your AIDS, even your Alzheimer's. I think they should have just stuck with Alzheimer's. This would have been a perfect crime. Am I right? But no, they had to say it was good for COVID too.
Trouble sleeping?
Yeah.
You're having trouble living? We'll take care of that. Apparently, these boys got after it. They sold tens of thousands of bottles of this stuff.
What?
Yeah, which must have been why the FDA received so many reports of people being hospitalized and dying from drinking Miracle Mineral Solution.
How many people died? They're like Jim Jones.
Didn't say. I bet we'll know later on. I bet we'll know at trial when that happens. But pro tip, guys, for all the younger listeners out there, with the exception of the mayonnaise substitute, if it's edible and has Miracle in the name, it's probably going to have the opposite of the desired effect. Just a pro tip there. Just avoid stuff that says Miracle on, unless it's the mayonnaise sub. It's pretty good.
That's like the same tip we give people about like hotels. If it says like fabulous, hotel, fabulous inn, the magnificent inn, you don't need that. You don't need that adjective before it. Yeah.
Yeah. You really want to stay in a humble hotel. It's going to turn out better for you.
Right.
It's also smart though what they did here. Like they made it. The Miracle Solution was something so terrible that you had a bodily reaction to it. So like if you drank it and you were like, this is the solution that's about to set
That's how you can tell it's working.
Yeah,
it's working.
You'd be like, it's for sure working every time because
you feeling anything?
So sick.
The worst is like if people recommended this to like their friends because they thought it worked.
This is how dumb people are, guys. Just tens of thousands of people bought this. Like what? Like what?
Yep.
What?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, hundreds of millions of people take vaccines. Those idiots.
It's idiots, man.
Well, let's move it on to all the people that feel like masks have no place in the coronavirus pandemic. Like one man who was at a Costco, I think it was Fort Myers. I didn't confirm that, but you've seen the video by now. It's the Florida man wearing flip-flops and a red tee that says, "Running the world since 1776. America." Obviously, a picture of America along with those.
You're threatening me!
Yep, and it was posted on Twitter by Billy Corben, the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins, on Twitter this week.
As a
different guy.
No, I don't know that.
Different guy. Will, different guy. We've had this conversation. This is like the director of the movies. What's
Cocaine
it called?
Cowboys. He did Cocaine
Cowboys and stuff.
He did that really good 30 for 30 broke.
Billy Corgan and Billy Corbin are different.
You guys told me it's the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins. Well, he posted it on Twitter earlier this week. And the guy in the red shirt, he's screaming like Mark said, "I feel threatened! Back off!" And then my personal favorite was, "Threaten me again!" And then and then the worst of all, he
Stay
was
away from me closer.
He was bucking at a Costco employee who had asked him to put a mask on for the health of the nearby elderly women. And of course, it's mandatory to wear a mask inside almost every single business in America at this point. So his wife, when he was bucking at this employee, an old woman, knew he was fucked and could be heard screaming in the background for him to stop. And now we all know his name. Yeah.
Common theme for her. She's had to reel him back like probably a couple times a week for their entire relationship.
You could tell it's practiced because and by the way, whoever is selling,
she was like Dan.
Exactly.
Dan.
She said the magic word in the right tone, and he snapped out of it. It was like hypnosis. But whoever's selling this guy steroids, he needs to go after that guy because this guy is getting all the rage and none of the bulk.
That's true. He did look a little shrimpy for all that testosterone. And now we all know his name because he's in trouble. His name's Daniel Maples, as Mark alluded to. And Charlie Todd, the CEO of the insurance company named Ted Todd that Daniel Maples used to work for, wrote that, quote, "Threatening behavior and intimidation go against our core mission to be trusted advisors in our community. We are also committed to immediately reviewing our internal existing culture." And having been in the business world, trusted advisor is a big time biz term. And that is CEO code for this guy is such a douche, I'm going to make the whole team take don't be a fucking dick trainings for months because this guy was on our team. It's like
threaten him again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when the coach sends the entire team for like way too much wind sprints because one guy's an asshole.
Absolutely. That's a great analogy. Certainly the team that Daniel was on is going to get the brunt of it. The whole company probably is getting some, but Daniel's team is fucked.
Does this guy's State Farm franchise really need to go under a review of their internal existing culture? I mean,
they're so embarrassed of the video that he's like wind sprints. It's
a numbers business. You could
ethics wind sprints.
Hitler could sell you insurance, and it's going to be the same fucking insurance. It's like it's a numbers business, guys. It's just
Well, they got to weed out the Daniels. So.
Out of all the videos, though, like I've seen, that you're threatening me while you're about to beat the shit out of someone was instantly gratifying.
Well, it's
to
the
me.
equivalent.
I thought that was amazing.
He's going for his gun. That's the equivalent of it.
Yeah, or
it's creating plot. When I took that handgun training course, they told you to do that whenever you're drawing your weapon. They would say, what would they say? Like,
we have to like announce your.
Yeah,
intent,
you have to
right?
announce before you draw your weapon, so that it was like, stop what you're doing now, or something like that.
Or I'll shoot or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like close to like Brad Pitt or like Edward Norton beating himself up in Fight Club. Like it was that type of weirdness.
Yeah, it was insane. You got to watch the video if you hadn't seen it. It's viral. I mean, you've probably seen it, but if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Do you think it would have gone viral if he wasn't wearing the "Running the World Since 1776" shirt? I mean, that was like that was really the mistake. The mistake he made that morning was putting that shirt on. It wasn't.
If he'd ripped the shirt off, like he's showing his body. Yeah.
Well, hold on, Mark. that shirt don't tear. You know what I mean?
Well, true, but if he'd taken it off maybe and handed it to his calm girlfriend.
It is a good point. Do you think he's more aggressive on the days he wears that shirt?
Yes,
like they say
absolutely.
They say that Trump is like more aggressive on days where he wears a red hat. That's what his like.
Who the hell
wears?
That's like seeing Tom Brady walking around with like a Super Bowl championship shirt on. It's like, we get it. You don't need to rub it in. Like, you know.
I don't know. I like my back-to-back World War champs.
Right. Do you drink more on the 4th of July than the 3rd of July?
Yeah. So you get more aggro when you're wearing the defendant, whatever. All right. So taking it to the internet, it's the Dutch Hammer with a little tip for this jackass in the red shirt to chill out a little bit. And also, Pat, this is the reason that 710 is no longer a bad day. It used to be a bowler's nightmare, but now it's everybody's heaven. And that is because you can get to participate in the brand new weed holiday that is 710. And why is it called 710? Because 710 is oil upside down, OIL. AKA concentrated marijuana. So
look at that. It is oil upside down.
Hit the dab rig, the vape pen, pop an edible. Those are all concentrated forms of marijuana. Relax. Don't freak out. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and don't be a dick when people ask you to wear a mask if you're not wearing one.
That's like the calculator trick where you can make boobs. Like you can spell boobs.
What is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
someone went to 51st Street to visit Dr. X, gave her 8 exams. And that I was 222. Oh fuck, I forget. I don't remember.
What was the boobs?
School.
I don't know how you do it. Someone let us know how you do boobs on the calculator. But
it's a 58008, and then flip
or the Pen 15 Club. By the way, 7-Eleven also.
Hold on, Will. You just can't write boobless on your. You have to do the equation to get boobless. You can't just write it out on the calculator.
No,
you
it's
could write it
BOBS. It's like numbers.
It's cheating. It's fucking cheating. That's what I'm saying. You can't just write the number out. You got to get there with the equation.
Oh, you're taking it a step further. I mean, that's cool too. I like both those. I'm fine with just the number.
You were like the guy that it was like a magic trick. It was about the journey.
Yeah, exactly.
To get
it was
to the,
it was the reveal at the very end.
You were just getting your jollies from writing boobless and turning your
I'm a simple man. If you show me boobs on the calculator,
type
I'm in.
it in, flip it over. Yeah.
What's it called? 7-Eleven also could be a weed day because there's the convenience store. Everyone goes to 7-Eleven.
What a great weekend! 710, 7-Eleven.
Oh, but they discontinued the free Slurpee. They don't do it anymore.
Yeah, they're doing something though. They're doing some special. You're right. It's not a free Slurpee, but they're doing like a buy one get one or something.
What you need to do is hit the pen at like 11:59 on 710. Walk in to the 7-Eleven and get your free Slurpee at like midnight. 7-Eleven.
Did you do it before? Did you do it before the show? Were you not listening? They don't do it anymore. Will they don't do the free Slurpee anymore? It's been discontinued.
Well,
but you could say
they're doing something, Pat. They're doing something.
You could say,
special.
look, I'm suffering from the effects of 710. I forgot they didn't do the free Slurpee. Could you just take it easy on me this one time?
You could pay the 83 cents for a Slurpee.
Or you could just act like a hothead in there, and then they'd give you some brain freeze. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Come on.
Threat me again.
Unreal. Dan, stop. Not again, Dan. This one was sent in from our hardworking interns, who we appreciate very much. Shout out Bubba, Cam, and Patricia. What's the weirdest thing you guys have discovered while you were out just, trying to get some exercise in, like a jog or a walk? Have you guys ever seen anything weird on the path outdoors?
Rattlesnake.
Maybe.
That's weird.
Oh, no. One time, remember the path in Hidden Brook? I one time came across a guy doing martial arts on a tree, like training, like hitting the tree and
That's
kicking
awesome.
it. And I was
That's
like,
pretty good.
He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I come out here every day. in a couple years, I was like, more in a couple years, I'm going to take this tree down with my fists.
You had a conversation with the guy?
I was like 12. He was like 36. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Wow.
Yeah.
Very
weird combo
dangerous.
to have.
Retrospectively, very dangerous.
Probably more dangerous than the rattlesnake, honestly.
Did he ever take that tree down?
No,
yeah, definitely.
He didn't. He took a couple kids down, I'm sure, but not the tree.
Yeah. Well, guys, a woman in Tampa has you both beat as she found a human head on her jog this Tuesday near the Lakewood Estates community. Yeah, what's that smell? It's coming from that bag. Oh, my God. It's a human head. Apparently, the head was sort of attached to a badly decomposed body, so badly decomposed that race and gender could not be identified, and they're going to have to do like a bunch of forensic work to figure out who the fuck this is that's dead. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
got you beat.
So it's just like a head. How is a head unidentifiable? That to me is hard to understand. Don't they have dental records or it's a face on it?
Well, yes, they'll get it. They'll get it eventually. Will it's just like you couldn't see. It was so fucked up. You couldn't be like, that's a woman in between the ages of 20 and 40. It's like,
it was that.
They have to take a tooth and do that type of work, and eventually they'll figure out who it is.
This is a clickbaity headline, dude. Because it's really just a dead body. It's not just a head. I mean, just a head sounds way more interesting than dead body found by jogger.
True. It's not just like a cartel cut a head off and no, it's definitely the full body, but the head is the only. But the other parts of the body, I think, are pretty disheveled. So she saw the head first. But to make things weirder,
but it's still connected.
Yeah, sort of.
It's hard
to. It's not really clear. There's parts of the body there.
Just a
but
dead
to make
body
things
in Florida.
weirder. Yeah, well, to make things weirder, Pat, this body was not there on Sunday, even though it was badly decomposed, as the woman jogs the same route, and she had done it on Sunday morning, skipped Monday, then on Tuesday morning, same route. This head and body are there. So sometime between Sunday and Tuesday morning, this badly decomposed body was dumped. And guess what? The area the body was found in is located at an underpass that's surrounded by woods on all sides. So the cops said there is exactly 0 cameras in the area. In fact, it's just the perfect place to dispose of a body, and they have no fucking idea
who did it. Is this the first body they found here, or is that?
Well, they're going to have to discover it because
they call that body point.
Yeah, that's body point. So not surprised. She might want to get a new route.
She might want to get a lawyer, honestly.
running.
I don't know why the fuck you would be like, it definitely wasn't here Monday when I jogged by, but now it's here. Suspect number 1, you dumb idiot.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to be helpful, but I don't think it's her. I think it's some murderer that knows exactly where to dump a body and get away with it.
They know body point really well. They're like, obviously, this is the spot.
I've been dumping bodies here for decades, and I've never been caught because I'm a serial killer that's been getting away with it. They're just out and about in Tampa, so shout out Tampa, shout out St. Pete. Good luck with that.
Whoa.
Yeah. Not good. Not good at all, in fact. But you know what is good? Making money gambling on the news. And you can do that by going to our sponsor, Predict It, at www.predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. And if you go there and create an account and deposit at least $20, we will give you a free 20, no strings attached. I'm talking none. And it's legal in all 50 states, so stop thinking about it and do it. Today we're going to discuss still my favorite market, very 2020 market, the way things have been going. Will Kanye West run for president in 2020? He has to file a statement of candidacy with the Federal Election Commission for this to resolve yes, meaning his tweet 4 days ago or 5 days ago does not count. Currently, he is at 34 cents yes to file successfully.
He's not
and run, and 66 cents to share no. So yeah, I think that's great because it's going to resolve, pretty soon either way. Like if he files,
what's the date again, Mark? Sorry.
I think he has to do it before like the I don't know, like
is that August 1st or something? I know there's something.
Yeah, it's in the rules because when the DNC.
What the fuck?
Like, at some point, all the states have a deadline.
Yeah, are closed, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be within the next 4 to 6 weeks.
When I saw this, I was like, man, maybe I should run for office. And I looked up.
You could technically
not in Texas, man. The only stuff available is for 2021.
Right, Texas and New York.
Texas is already closed.
Texas, California, New York, all the big states.
He missed many states already. So
it was funny because it's not really possible. It's probably a no here.
New York, Texas.
Why would he file the paperwork when there's
North
no point?
Carolina? Yeah, so 66 cents no. That you could get 34 cents on the dollar there, or if you have faith, because he did just post a video showing how to register to vote, and some are saying that he's registering to vote for himself. So if you think he's going
to he's going to write in himself no matter what, but he might be a write-in candidate, I guess. he would still have to file these papers then. So,
it's a fun one. And you're also going to just want to say, hey, I legally bet on whether Kanye West could run for president in 2020. That's a very good conversation starter. And if you go to www.predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 and deposit at least 20, you'll get a free 20 and you can tell people you did that.
You will. Also, another couple things to check out. Texas. Is it going to be a Republican that wins that state in the presidential election? 67 cents says yes. And that's a pretty big, that's a 34-cent increase there.
Survey says yes.
It's a purpling
Also,
state, though.
Iowa.
You never know.
Also, Iowa, same situation, 58 cents. Yes, even better return. Iowa, pretty red.
This is why you want to go to the site, because you have people like Pat that bet with their hearts and not their heads. He's saying purple state, Texas, you never know. And that's why it's 67 cents instead of 99 cents, which it should be for Texas.
I have $200 on Kanye, in fact, running, and I don't want that because I'm a big fan of his music, and that'll just it's going to distract.
You think he's going to put those papers in?
Pat's throwing his money away on Predicted for you guys. He's keeping the odds good for you guys.
What's it for if it don't spend, what good is it? Guys, this next story deals with one of my favorite crimes. That's senior on senior violence. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is better than seeing two men over the age of 65 go at it like they did when they had their original hips. One of the reasons I think more olds should settle their disagreements with violence, guys, is because they don't have to worry about getting their teeth knocked out. And that's like one of the worst parts about brawling. Their teeth are already gone for the most part. Down in Miami Beach last month, two geriatric men, both wanted on the same elevator in the high-rise condo building of Portofino Towers, where, by the way, guys, there's a strict social distancing elevator policy allowing a maximum of two olds at a time in the elevator. And 70
to stand on the opposite side.
Oh man, that's gonna take forever.
I know.
God, that takes forever. It's already slow. There's okay.
And it's a high rise because the olds aren't gonna walk up; they'll die.
Yeah.
So 72-year-old Nachum Gross was already on the elevator with his wife when 86-year-old Gerald Stieglitz tried to muscle his way onto the hoist. That's an old school term for elevator. Looked that up.
Oh, nice.
So that was, but there's still only two of them, right? Was there already somebody else in there?
You had Gross and his wife on, and then Stieglitz is like, he saw the doors. Oh, the door. And
I see.
Yeah, Gross.
Stieglitz is like, why don't you two just crumple up in the corner there, and I'll go on the other corner.
86-year-old Stieglitz. Maybe this guy recognized that he was like a Nazi or something. I don't.
No, it's not that. I think it's just old men don't care about shit. They're old.
Okay.
Gross attempted to dissuade Stieglitz from entering the elevator by holding up two fingers, referring to the two-person limit. But Stieglitz didn't make it to 86 years old by being easily discouraged. And as if he was running slow motion through a football power blaster drill, the ones where like there are the pads on either side and there's for like ball control.
Yeah, like the running back.
That's what he looked like because he had like, he kind of had like a kind of a football grip with his elbows moving forward, but it was like the slowest attempt forward I've ever seen. And guys, that's when Nachum Gross knocked him out. Pushing Stieglitz with the force of a light breeze.
He's 86. Couldn't have been hard to push him over.
Oh, bro, he went flying.
Oh, man.
It was the lightest push ever. He went flying into the foyer, and he hit a corner of a table saying later, I was all black and blue on the backside. He's, of course, referring to his now bruised old man flat butt. And when asked later about the incident, guys, 86-year-old Stieglitz said he was confused by his neighbor of 20 years' actions. He said, I thought this was peace. I didn't know what it meant. Referring to the two fingers.
He was trying to say only two people allowed.
Yeah, and that's why he came in.
The guy's like slamming on the closed door button, like holding up two.
He's like, get out of here, Stieglitz.
That's why
he didn't say anything.
Wait your turn, Stieglitz.
The saddest part is like the reason it looked like Stieglitz was making a run for the end zone is because Stieglitz thought his neighbor was saying peace, so he's trying to dap him up with his elbows.
Oh no!
Yeah. What? Oh, he really was confused.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, what's up? Peace, cool. I'll dap you with the elbows."
He's just like he's 86. His brain's like maybe not all there.
Yeah, Gross was subsequently charged with battery on a person 65 or older, which, by the way, I've said it once, I'll say it again, shouldn't apply if both parties are over 65.
Yeah, you have said this before, but I think that you have to do it has to be within a couple of years of each other. 72 to 86 is a big gap.
I know.
That's like.
Yeah,
That's-
72, you're much more spry than 86.
Yeah, it's got to be within like a plus minus of 2 to 3 years each. Like 72 to 75, fine, no crime there. But 72 to 86,
Where's guys in their 70s versus guys in their 80s, right?
yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah. Guys, do you mind if real quick, I fucked this joke up and I thought it was pretty good. Let me try it one more time.
Oh, you want to try it again? Try it
Yeah,
again.
okay, cool. All right, here we go. Okay, so the Power Blaster drill Stieglitz, he attempted to advance elbows first, and that's when attempted to advance elbows first. That's when Knock'em Gross knock'em'd down. Because his name is
Nice.
Knockem. I pronounced it
I like
Knockem.
this.
Fucked it
Yeah.
up.
I
Sorry.
like
I mean,
the way you
you
did
kn-
it
you-
first time better, actually. Knocked
I
him
mean,
out.
you know we're letting that all play. We're not like editing in that joke.
That's why I did it.
Like,
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm proud of the joke. I wanted to get out there on the show.
yeah,
Well,
just get it out there.
Honestly, your gut. I like the first
Well, don't make me triple guess myself, motherfucker. Gross was subsequently charged with battery, guys, as I said. Gross's attorney, Michael Greco, who talks just like you'd think he does, gave a statement saying, in this world of COVID, every human being right now is a loaded weapon, and in this case, a musket.
Wow.
That's an
Well,
awesome line.
When 72-year-old married guy gets off with a slap on the wrist for battery and gets to go back to the old folks home or wherever they live, he's gonna be he's gonna be feared. No one's
they're
gonna
both
fuck
there.
with him.
Yeah, they're both there.
Yeah,
He's
no
out
one's
on
gonna
bond.
fuck with him on the elevator.
I
Yeah,
hope they're not
exactly.
on the
he's
same
the
floor.
alpha. He's the alpha. Well, I don't know, or he's like the crazy guy who everybody's scared of. I don't know about alpha. They won't. Trust
Someone's
him.
gonna challenge him at some point. Someone that thinks they're the alpha is gonna challenge him.
He's a big boy.
He's heavy wears the head with the crowd or whatever it's called. You know,
He's got like a Bill Walton body. Yeah.
all right.
Well, that's why he had
Knocked
the
him-
reach. You could easily knock him down.
Knocked
Knock
him
him
down.
down.
Knocked him
Hell
out.
yeah.
There we
Now you guys
go.
are catching on. Pretty good.
All right. Let's move on to this guy. In a stroke of fate, I found the perfect lawyer to represent the angry mask guy from the first story I did at the Costco. And that's because this Miami lawyer, Sam Rabin, takes his coronavirus extremely seriously. So if the first guy who was just screaming at everybody, no mask, wants to look like he takes it seriously, he needs to get this guy, Sam Rabin, in Miami.
Is this an update on the Grim Reaper guy, the lawyer that dressed up as the Grim Reaper on the
Oh
beach?
shit! Is it the same guy? Nah, I don't know, but it could be. Anyway,
Because these are peas in a pod if they're different guys.
they
They're-
are. They are. I think they're different guys because that didn't
Okay.
come up in the article.
I'm going to work a
you may
fact
have
check.
seen his.
Well, yeah.
Thank
No,
you,
I think you're safe, but it just reminds me of that guy. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. You may have seen his picture earlier this week. He wore a full hazmat suit to federal court in Miami when he had to go to a sentencing hearing. And when he got out of his car, the cops stopped him and asked him if he was a freak trying to go bomb the federal courthouse. But he assured them that he was actually just a paranoid lawyer who assumes that his criminal client, who's been detained for a long time, has COVID. And that's not what he actually said. It's my guess of what his real intentions are. He told the cops, nope, just have to go to court today. And they certainly snickered as he walked away into the courthouse.
When your court-appointed lawyer shows up to defend you in a full hazmat suit, you're so fucked.
He was a public defender? Oh, God.
I don't.
No, he's like a paid lawyer. I
Oh, he
believe.
hired this guy.
yeah.
No, yeah, he needs a refund, big time. Not the Grim Reaper guy, by the way.
I just assumed court-appointed, but yeah.
I mean, you lost the case when he walks in. It's like
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like they can't even understand him.
No. Yeah, he's wearing a face shield.
Yeah.
The whole thing. He's like the gloves. All right. So the article I read was on law.com. And I'm assuming that was written by a lawyer because it's on law.com.
yeah, it's because
And
the
it
whole
said-
fucking legal community is laughing at him. That's why it's on law.com.
Right. No. But they're not. They're defending him. It said that Sam's full hazmat suit, including face shield, gloves, and everything else, was totally a hit and not weird at all in court. And that like that's what they're saying the account was from the courtroom. I doubt that that's true. That was on
What the
law.com.
fuck? Could you imagine? Like
Yeah.
I was just at the grocery store today. Could you imagine like everyone working at the grocery store is in full hazmat suits?
At
I'm
this-
out. I'm not going to that.
At this
grocery
point,
store.
I don't give a shit. I mean, I showed
Do
up
you
to
not? It's weird.
I showed up to the coffee shop today looking like a fucking bandito. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, hazmat
guess.
suit or not, I'm not looking at anyone anymore. It doesn't. You can, like, we did that nursing home story about those people that were wearing fucking the inflatable T-Rex costumes. So they,
that's weird too. But that's weird too. I don't want to see a bunch of people in inflatable
and nobody
T-Rex
else was in a
costumes. That's
hazmat
weird.
suit. Nobody else is. It is strange. So Sam could have just attended this sentencing hearing over Zoom, but he said that he had to be there in person, and that the suit he was wearing was to protect the inmate from himself and not the other way around, for sure, because that's definitely what it was for. Taking it to the internet, a Twitter account for one of the Miami judges said, it would have been nice. It would have been a nice touch if he had worn the tie outside the hazmat suit. Ha ha!
Got him.
So, look, classic little Florida.
That would have
law.
been pretty. That would have been pretty funny.
Yeah,
that was a fun day at
guess.
work for everyone. I bet.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I really am having a hard time believing that they actually were like totally cool with the hazmat suit guy.
No, now he either has to keep this up, or like
he's got a new nickname.
No, he set way too high a bar there. Like,
I would. I mean, I would. I know. I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I wouldn't be like, oh, that makes sense. Cool. Why is he's wearing a hazmat suit?
If I'm on the jury, I'm checked out when the guy in the hazmat suit's
right. You're like against whatever he's saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna be pretty mad at whoever
person.
referred you to that lawyer. That's.
Yeah. Can I pay a little bit extra for you to not wear the suit?
Imagine, Pat, the person visiting the guy in jail after the next time he referred him.
No, on your door.
He's
What?
squeaking. He's squeaking through.
You're my lawyer?
Fuck that.
Oh, fuck.
Not good. All right, guys. You ready to take it to voicemails and 5-star reviews?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, we got several voicemails since the What the Fuck Wednesday show, and they are all asking the same question, so I'm not going to play any of them. I will say this. No one misses Wes more than us. We promise he's totally fine, doing very well, and he will be back pretty soon. And that the title of the first show he is back on will say, Wes is back. So you will be the first to know, well, after us. So you'll be the second to know.
Us, then the Hive. That's it.
Us, that's it. But do not fret. He will be back and he's fine. Don't worry. So that was voicemails. On to 5-star reviews.
If we did kill Wes, this is we pretty good cover up here. You know what I mean? If
well,
we did kill
no,
him.
we'd be running up. We'd be running out of time pretty soon here. I feel
It
like.
rhymes with Flex Thailand. On to 5-star reviews. Remember, if you leave a 5-star review, we have to read it, Ron Burgundy style. You can say anything like, Mark, it's not weird to have 5 cats, especially if you give them the affection they need, or whatever. We'll read it verbatim. So first,
have you ever gotten that one?
I'm just saying, if I got
somebody
that, I'd
sent
read
you
it.
that comment yet?
No, I got a few cat lover fans that are like, "Don't worry, it's not weird." Anyways, first up, Tyler RM sends in urologist approved and 5 stars. As the self-appointed official urologist of the Hardo Hive, I particularly appreciate the high volume of mangled penis stories. So there you go. That's one pro mangled penis story.
The only
We've got one anti. My hospital recently had an experience with someone who stuck electrical wire up his dick, similar to that unfortunate guy in India you discussed last month. We were able to get it out through endoscopic surgery alone.
I wonder if he got an electrocution.
Oh, there you go. Pat's on fire. Knock him down.
Come on, knock him down.
They got it out with endoscopic surgery alone and didn't even need to cut him open, which is fucking awesome. That was like the guy that was putting more magnets in, I think, to get the magnets. He's referring to the guy that put the phone charger, the 3-foot phone charger.
Oh, the charge. Yeah, we've had so many. So
yeah, what I'm trying to say is that if you're ever in Boston and get electronic components stuck up your pee hole, I've got your back. And unlike the surgeon in that story, I'll even keep your name out of the newspapers, which is nice of him. So for such a quality podcast, that's really the least I could offer you guys. That's really one of the best offers we've gotten.
He won't break the law on us. That's amazing.
Dude,
that's nice.
I'm just so stoked we have a urologist in the Hive because, like, for the ladies out there, you have dick questions sometimes if you have a dick. Mm-hmm. And it's not like you don't want to go to it's awkward to go to a doctor and find out if they're a dick doctor or not. And usually they're not. And they're like, why did you take your dick out? But like the fact that we have a urologist right here in the Hive, it's like.
So you're saying you just like take it out first and then ask like, hey,
I'm gonna start
what am I here for?
Well, yeah, but I'm going to start throwing all my dick questions to this guy now. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, I had one a couple years ago. I could have used that review 2
Do you remember
years
that?
ago,
Remember when you thought you were going to die? Yeah. Mark.
All right, next one.
Mark would rather die than get his
What?
dick examined, if I recall correctly. Mark was like, I'm Pat, I'm going out. I'm done.
I'm a Christian Scientist when it comes to my testicles and dick. I'm not getting operated on. Wisco123 says, best news podcast out there. Love this show every morning. Cannot think of a better way to start the day. You have a fun viewpoint on things, and during a dark time in the world, you are still able to make a positive out of it all, or at least make it funny. Thank you. Nice. Pat, you can chill on your hardcore political views. We get it. You hate Trump. Got him.
I mean,
yeah, he got him.
But it's always going to be there, Wisco. So, you know.
Yeah.
Are they hardcore?
Lord Blade 312 says, great show. 5 stars. An alcoholic videographer, a cat-loving slob, a failed Hollywood loudmouth, and will make an excellent daily news show.
Wow.
Got us pretty good. Yeah,
nice.
you were spared, Will.
Thank you very much.
Lord Blade decapitating 3 heads. He left yours on.
I was going to comment on that, but I'm not, because I'm not going to give him the satisfaction.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Shame Talk says, where's Wes? I'm concerned. 5 stars. Again, addressed.
You can write those in. It's just going to be the same answer every time.
We'll read it. We might ignore it, though. We'll read it and then move on like this. Next one, Q Pod League says, oh, yeah, 5 stars. The hardest intro in the game. This is not up for debate. That's a fact. I'm just going to pause and say that's a fact. These are 4 ideal weight males by American standard, because we all know that the goalpost was moved since the last decade. Good point. The most non-biased news presentation on the market today, ranging from pressing global issues to the always impressive Florida man, which is today. That being said, I need an update on my favorite character, Uncle Duterte. # High for Life. So we should definitely.
Yeah.
Duterte is one of our favorites too.
Well, let's look him up real quick. Also, while I'm looking up Duterte, we're gonna maybe start incorporating something called lard factor. Speaking of our weights, we'll just sort of talk about maybe fat things or not fat things,
or like
whatever.
This is the fattest news story of the week.
Lard factor.
Yeah, a lot of meat on this story.
Hefty
Wilma,
like us.
It's gonna be a sad segment. It's just gonna be like, how did you fail yourself this week, Mark? I don't know, Will. How'd you fail yourself,
dude? But that's the darkest places are also the funniest places.
I agree.
I'm glad you guys gave me a few seconds to reread this guy's name in my head. It's Wilma Dickfit. Wilma.
Nice. Hold on 1 second. Duterte. Hold on. That's a good one. Good name. Good name, Wilma.
You don't
Dickfit.
meet a lot of Wilmas these days.
But before we move on, Duterte says.
Go ahead.
Duterte says the Philippines will be in deep shit if it follows Trump and Bolsonaro in reopening. So Duterte splitting with Trump and Bolsonaro, his boys.
Duterte's become a pussy recently? What?
No.
Okay.
I guarantee he shot someone in the head with a handgun today.
Back to one of the best names so far. Wilma Dickfit says, quick and dirty, 5 stars. If you have scheduled missionary sex with your wife once a month, this podcast is not for you. Boom.
Ooh.
These guys deliver the news you need to know and deliver it with uncut editorial commentary. Thanks for letting me repeat political sound bites from your podcast and passing it off as my own. That's the whole fucking point of the show, Wilma.
There you go.
Try to make you guys a little bit more. We try to keep it as accurate as possible. We're going to also embarrass you guys because you're going to give some sound clips that
once
are
in a while,
completely wrong once in a while.
Right.
But don't come back to us. Don't let that deter you. We won't
Some
do
of
2
them.
or 3 in a row.
Some of them are brilliant though, and then those ones they're like, yeah, you guys are good.
Yeah, there you go. You can totally pawn it off as your own, but then slip it in the conversation that, once you've gotten that social status you're looking for, tell them they should listen to Hard Factor because
Just
we do
knock
need
them
more
down.
listeners. Yeah. And next, two more guys. Knock them out. State of Dade says must listen podcast, 5 star. 5 stars. As someone who has worked in and around DC policy and politics for over 20 years, this is by far my favorite podcast. Boom, another thing we're looking for. Love that. I also enjoy listening to their broadcast on Sirius XM while out on the Potomac in my old man boat, and that's awesome.
That sounds nice. We missed that.
Yeah.
Man, the Hive got mad prolific this week with these really excellent reviews. I mean, these are
the
incredible.
Art of Hive is the strongest core of podcast listeners on planet Earth. Honestly, nothing can break the Heart of Hive.
We've got DC guys out on the Potomac listening to us. I mean, that's impressive. Dan Long.
I just want one thing: don't eat any fish you catch in that Potomac. Just I'm sure you know that already, but it's a.
Well, I think you can, right?
No, not unless it's like drinking bleach. It could kill COVID, but I would stay away.
Okay.
No, we have friends that fish in the Potomac all the time.
And they all throw the fish back, Will.
Okay.
Do they?
Really?
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, last one. Dan Long 1298 says, "Love it. 5 stars. Roses are red. Violets are blue. I'd take a bullet for Pat, and the other guys are okay too." So there you go.
Ooh.
And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Pat, Dan Long 1298. Might want to hit him up. You can
At
give him
me.
one
I
of
need
those
a friend. I'm lonely.
3 a.m. Instagram messages. But that's going to
I'm
do it
up
for Hard
late.
Factor. That's it for the week.
He
Another
is Pat's a late night guy. Remember, he's
Yeah.
on video. We're on audio.
we had to readjust the work schedule to let Pat do the job that ends the latest because he refuses to wake up and do the daytime work. So he'll be up. You can,
It's
you can add
involuntary,
him.
really.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice though because it's made us like a 24-hour operation now.
That's true.
So
But
as Pat goes to sleep, we wake up and start the next day, and then we meet in the middle.
between the hosts and the interns, we're literally working Sunday afternoon through like Friday afternoon, 24 hours, like just nonstop. Take most of Friday and Saturday off. Then we're back at it Sunday afternoon. And that's going to do it for the weekend. We're going to go get drunk because that's our prerogative right now. I hope you guys have a great fucking day and a great fucking weekend. And we'll catch you on Monday morning for a new podcast and a new radio show. We love you guys. Bye.
Nice.